Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Keegan. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave your opinions down there in the comment section. Charli XCX. Charli XCX is an English singer-songwriter who really rose to prominence off the iconic pop collaboration I Love It. Ever since then, she's been a very prominent figure in the pop scene, with her debut album True Romance coming out later that year in 2013, and along with being a part of the smash 2014 hit Fancy with Iggy Azalea. And she's still going on today, even contributing songwriting credits to other big hits like Selena Gomez's Same Old Love and Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello's collaboration Señorita. This album I'm reviewing is her third studio album, semi-self-titled, and also completely refurbished after someone got a hold of the previous songs and leaked them online. We'll start off with the singles, which there's 4 of them. 1999 with Troye Sivan really does sound like it was ripped straight out of that time frame with this very bright and shimmering piano, and Charli's slightly monotone delivery sounding like a Eurodance song. And God, is this fun. Unlike 2002 by Anne-Marie, the lyrical reference here actually makes sense, and Troye Sivan also sounds fantastic on this song. It's like a product of its time reincarnated with a modern artist, with a modern twist, and done perfectly. Definitely a song to check out from this album. The second single, Blame It On Your Love with Lizzo, just oozes the swagger and empowerment. I don't really care for the drop personally, but I do like how thumping and powerful it is regardless. Lizzo was an extremely bizarre choice for collab on paper, since Lizzo was so bombastic and so out there, and Charli's a little bit more reserved. But they just have so much chemistry. It's unreal, and that's the case with a lot of songs on here as well. No song feels like a feature was wasted or could have been better with someone else, and that's actually very surprising for a modern pop album. The third single, Gone, with French singer Christine and the Queens, is a club jam, and probably my favorite song here. Both women ride this deep, pounding, bassy synth perfectly. Christine sounds wonderful as well. She complements his instrumental wonderfully, getting to a point where she almost sounds like Michael Jackson. Lyrically, the song is just such a mood, being tired of some party or club or something, and hating all of these people here. They make her feel so weird, so yeah, I love the song a lot. And the fourth and final single, White Mercedes, almost sounds like a ballad with how it starts with these snaps and a very stripped-back guitar and percussion. However, the chorus explodes with Charli's wonderful falsettos, which just serve so flawlessly over this extremely vibey beat. Lyrically, it's actually quite complicated, but basically it's a relationship that keeps going by way too fast, but they still manage to hold on strong because they understand and see the connection between them. It's pretty heartwarming. So yeah, definitely check this one out too. With me enjoying all the singles from this album, I had no reason not to be excited. Now for the rest of the songs. Next Level Charli, the opener, is really more like a slight intro. It does feature some nice psychedelic synths though, which slowly build up almost to an electronic dubstep instrumental. The lyrics are the same phrase repeated over and over, which do get slightly annoying, but I mean, it is what it is. Cross You Out with Sky Ferreira features these eargasmic, heavy, gritty synths that just make the song that much more enjoyable. I get so many different emotions from this song, ranging from desperate to accepting to sad. It's the whole spectrum this time. While the hook is just so repetitive, it's very catchy, and Sky also delivers a nice, albeit short, performance. Lyrically, it's just about building your own world inside your mind after years of sadness, and finally understanding how to cross this person out. In all honesty, it's not as good as the singles, but it's still a good song regardless. Click with Kim Petras and Tommy Cash is such a trippy experience. The instrumental is all over the place and also fairly loud. I don't think many people I know would actually consider this as modern pop music. Kim has this awesome swagger to her voice. It just feels so alive in comparison to the warbly, distorted synths. And Tommy, who is an Estonian singer and rapper, comes in way too hard when already combined with such an abrasive beat. It is mind-melting and also awesome. Lyrically, it's just a brag anthem, as it should be. No other topic could work as well as it could with these artists. It's a fire song. Warm with Higham is a little bit of a quieter song, a bit more relaxed. Sure, there are still some futuristic psychedelic effects along with vocal modifications, and the synths are very bright and sunny. In fact, it's probably the only song that really doesn't stand out in a few ways. It just feels a little bit boring. A bit more standard pop from this crazy, advanced 100 years in the future pop music that we've been gifted on so far with this album. Lyrically generic, just about why we can't fall in love. Higham doesn't really contribute much aside from one verse, which is alright, nothing special, and that's basically what I have to say about this song. It's nothing special. Thoughts is just a song that, in all honesty, I don't think I can return to. It's got nothing to do with Charli herself. In fact, she's probably the best part of this song. Her vocals are very luscious and clean. They sound very nice, and even lyrically, it's not that bad, just about how she's having these thoughts about this person, and how she might have messed everything up. No, my problem with the song, the instrumental just grinds on my ears like the damn THX movie opening, but higher pitched and on a repeated loop. Regarding Charli's vocals again, they actually blend in with this ear-piercing instrumental, so it all just becomes this god-awful wall of sound. I just feel like I get a migraine listening to it. For my health and my sanity, I will happily get rid of this song. Silver Cross, on the other hand, is a very nice song, if not a little bit generic. The synths on the build-up, despite being very aggressive, if not intolerable, actually contribute nicely to Charli's voice, who sounds lovely despite being a little bit too robotic for my liking. Not lyrically complex at all, simply about not letting this person go through their darkest moments, which is very sweet. Not much else really to mention with this song, it's just fine. I Don't Want to Know is probably the most ballad-like on this album. Charli's falsettos are nice, and the synths feel very dramatic when paired with this heavy percussion. Lyrically, it's a breakup song, and Charli's trying to get over this person where she tells them not to pretend that they still want her, and how she doesn't want to know why they did it. The elephant in the room is that Charli's vocals are drenched behind all this reverb, and almost makes them sound otherworldly and trippy. Again, this is not a bad song either. However, Official is a very bizarre song, especially when it comes to the instrumental. First off, it's just these repeated, blinking synths that last the entire song, and never pick up or build up to anything. The song just stays the same through its entire 3-minute and 5-second runtime, and it's also not half bad. And with Charli's deeper voice, she manages to ride this instrumental fairly well. This album really does feel like music from the future that Charli just traveled to a different time period, a couple decades into the future, and brought this album back. It's extremely unique. Shake It with Big Frida, Cupcake, Brooke Candy, and Pablo Vittar is just such a power lineup, and in all honesty, I love every single second of it. The main gimmick with this song is that the hook is extremely repetitive. It's also extremely interesting because of the varied vocal effects, such as robotic, underwater, and even vocoded. Everyone kills their part, especially Pablo Vittar, which is really just when the bass hits and turns the song into a complete club jam. Definitely one of the best songs here, and easily the best track out of the latter half of this album. It's just such a standout moment. February 2017 with Clara When Yedgy is a pretty fun song, fairly short electro-pop. The production is very nice, minimalistic, and low-key, not as overwhelming as many of the other songs on here. Clara and Charli singing back-to-back on each other works really well, and Yedgy's little outro, even with an out-of-nowhere beat switch, was a surprise, but a very welcoming one. I do like this song, and while it's not as memorable as other songs here, it's a short, sweet number. And finally, they close at 2099 with Troye Sivan, almost like the spiritual, futuristic successor to 1999. Maybe Charli's trying to predict what pop music will sound like at the end of the century, and in all honesty, if that is the case, I really hope it doesn't sound like this. This is just an acid trip of a song. The melody shoots everywhere, and the vocals fluctuate in and out of different ear. It's a very bizarre song. Not the worst thing I've heard, not even from this album. In fact, it's a very unique concept, both this song and this album, but I think I'll be okay with leaving the song in the future where it belongs. Overall, Charli's third album has a lot of unique qualities. It does not feel like a traditional pop album, but rather a pop album maybe 10-20 years ahead of its time. And while a few songs on here are fairly generic, some honestly downright bad, I still had an overall positive opinion on this album, and it makes me excited for the future of pop music. I'm feeling about a 7.5 out of 10 on this album. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.